Hey guys, Cal here bringing you another video. This one is going to be Push to Titan. You seemed to enjoy it when I uploaded it last time, so I thought maybe I'll do it one more time. We already got to Titan on the account that we were originally pushing to Titan, but now we have this one here that we're trying to push to Titan and might as well show our progress. Or not show our progress, but I guess it is show our progress. We're just going to go here, snipe some town halls. I think I'm going to try really hard this time to get as many as I can. This one is going to be a bit more experimental. Not really, because usually we do, when we're doing this, we kind of speed it up for the sake of the video, but not so much for the, sake of pushing as well as we can. So maybe we'll just do that this time. Really just try our best to not give up too many sneaky goblins. Try our best to really maximize our pushing to Titan here. Going for only real bases that are not super duper good, but going for bases that will net us a lot of value for the amount of troops we put in, and not really doing much else besides that. So here we have 8 trophies, so that will put us, so we start at 4. Oh wow, we start at 40-20, so now we're at 40-28. So we're just going to keep on chugging here, kind of taking our time. It could be a longer video, but hopefully it isn't more than 15 minutes, but that's kind of what happens, or tends to happen in these pushing videos, is it takes about 15 minutes with all the searching and all the testing for traps and funneling and everything around that type of sorts there. So here, oh, we got a nice hole in the base, which we always appreciate. And because there's a hole in the base, the sneaky goblins will be invisible for quite some time, meaning that we don't have to spend any extra spells to support them. Sometimes I drop an invisibility spell anyways, but I've noticed that when I've been doing that, it is of course a waste of an invisibility spell, which we usually do have extra invisibility spells, but you never know when you might want to, or when you will need an extra invisibility spell later in your pushing journey. So we haven't gone over the composition quite yet. We're about 2 minutes in, and I have to remember that sometimes we might have some new viewers here. So when it comes to the spell and troop composition, we do... Ooh, this is a nice loot base, but yeah, I don't really want to go for this one. It's a bit wide, but the composition is 13 wall breakers, the rest sneaky goblins. You might have a little bit of space. If you want to tweak the numbers a little bit, definitely go for it. But when I say the rest sneaky goblins, I mean all of your troop space. We're looking at our army camps as not as 2 army camps, but as one very big army camp. So within the total of all your troops, you want a lot of sneaky goblins and only 13 wall breakers, because usually 13 is enough for us to get through. So we're going to use 7 here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Hopefully this will be enough to break through here, and it looks like it just barely is. Nice. And we're doing 3 jump spells and the rest invisibility, and whenever we use a jump spell, we're pushing it to the front so the jump spell is immediately cooking. Because as we continue to, oh, there was a hole in that base. No. As we continue to search those troops, like the sneaky goblins and the wall breakers and the jump spells, will continue to cook. So here I'm actually going to use this. Hopefully we can get through. Nice. With bases like this, I recommend bringing a wall wrecker if you have a full camp of wall wreckers, like a level 3 workshop. Definitely use the wall wrecker as... Oops, I was trying to drop my ward in there. Definitely use that very often because when there's holes in the base like this, it will make sure that always goes for the town hall. It will make it so that you can tank for wall breakers to make it so that you can get deeper in the base. There's a lot of reason to use the wall wrecker as often as you can. I only have a level 1 workshop, however, so because of that, like right here, another great wall wrecker base here, but hopefully we go nice. Sometimes the wall breakers will go on the outside of the base, and then you have to use more wall breakers in general, or do a little bit more funneling, because had that been open, my sneaky goblins probably would have ran to the outside and not to the town hall. We'll use an invisibility spell right here. We're good there, and we get a nice 10 trophies for that. And already we have done what, 38 trophies, which is great. That's enough. That is what, a little bit more than if we got 1 3-star looking for a good base. So here we're of course passing up the good loot because we are full on the elixir, and you'll notice just through needing to do this funneling like so to make so that you can get into these bases, you'll notice that and here I'm using the wall wrecker mostly to tank for my wall breaker right here. Also, another thing, if you have a high level wall wrecker, it will also trigger traps for you, so it does a little bit of everything that you want in troop. Dang, this gives 37 trophies. That's crazy. Which means we'll get a lot of trophies for this one. But yeah, the wall wrecker is just so great. I've used up all my wall wreckers, so now I don't have access to them anymore, but you can see just how useful it is. And I'll point out other bases that I would have wished to have a wall wrecker on. But yeah, the wall wrecker is like a super duper beefed up wall breaker in a lot of situations. Like here you wouldn't use a wall wrecker because the wall breaker will do just fine. But in situations like the last one, the wall wrecker can essentially save you a jump sometimes, because the wall breakers can have a hard time getting through that second wall unless you have adequate tanking. Odo, come on, get there before it heals too much. And when it comes to saving spells, saving a jump is one of the greatest feelings because of the jump sometimes making or breaking a lot of raids. You can go for a lot more different bases if you have jumps with you versus if you don't have jumps. And you can of course bring jumps and other siege machines in your CC, and I do recommend bringing a wall wrecker or a flame flinger depending on what you're looking for. If you're just purely pushing, I think a wall wrecker is better than a flame flinger. But if you're trying to farm, I do think the flame flinger is a lot better. And now we're getting some nice bases here, looking really good. And boom, gonna grab that out. And I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, flame flingers are great for farming purposes. They can get you a lot of extra loot that you might have missed. They'll get you a lot of percent, making it so that you get higher win bonuses. But here, another wall wrecker base, but this one is mostly jump spell based, because for the wall wrecker to get into, oh, it looks like this is too close, so I'm gonna have to funnel this out a little bit here. To get a good the reason why this isn't a good wall wrecker base is because even though it will take you to the town hall, there's a lot of damage in that area, and what might happen is that you just won't be able to get there in time, and you'll just kind of waste your wall wrecker and it won't get through the base. Oh, I really was hoping we'd make it, but 3 sneaky goblins should be plenty of damage there. Nice. So just be aware that your wall wrecker has to, it isn't like a log launcher or anything that it will just pierce through defenses. it needs to really push through those defenses. And ooh, this one will be good. Nice. This one has quite a few storages in the way, which honestly I saw the hole and got a little excited, so that's why I probably honestly should have skipped this one, because we have to go through so many storages, and then there's so many of these collectors close by also, and it's hard for us to really predict where these are going. Like, of course we can grab out a ruler and measure out all these distances to know if we need 1 or 2 sneaky goblins, because 1 for collectors, 2 for storages, 3 for storages that are, ooh, nice, we're going straight for the town hall, great. 3 for storages that have a little bit of travel time for our sneaky goblins. But boom, I'm going to grab that out again, keep on chugging, and we made it to Titan. Cool. I honestly wasn't thinking we would make it to Titan today, but it looks like we did. But I also thought Titan was at 4,200, so I was expecting us to hit this mark, but I wasn't expecting us to get much farther than where we are now. But here, this is another great wall wrecker base, but because we don't have a wall wrecker, we have to kind of pray that our wall breakers will get there. But that kind of shows that even sometimes with these double breaks, 2 wall breakers is going to be plenty. But what the... Ooh, did I miss one? No. Okay. But what the wall breaker would have done there is saved us a wall breaker. And if we had a high level wall breaker, we would have saved a wall breaker as well as a jump spell there. So, or not, it would just have saved us a wall breaker. It would have made it so that we didn't have to really decide here. Here we have one right here. I'm using a wall breaker here just because we're needing to get through here. Actually, using a wall breaker would have been bad here. This is where a wall breaker would have been really nice because of this warden being here. The warden is kind of preventing us from getting through to this town hall without either using a invisibility spell or a jump spell. I'm using the invisibility spell because as we know, I do value the jump spell, so I'm only going to use it if I really need to, and times that you really need to is if this was a double wall right here. If there's a wall between this gold storage and the town hall, making it so that we would need 3 wall breaks. That's, oh, okay, nice, we got a trigger. I wish it triggered earlier so I knew about that, but yeah, when pretty much if you feel like, oh yeah, I could totally make it with 3 wall breakers, that usually means that you don't want to use wall breakers. You really only want to use 2 at a time, because 3 usually means, oh, it's 3, but it also requires me to, this one is a mess, I shouldn't have gone for this one. It's always a bait when it's a town hall surrounded by storages deep in the base, because you can't get to the town hall until you take out those storages, and those storages are so deep that it requires you to use a lot more sneaky goblins that you might want to use, and it will also make it so that you need to use a lot more sneaky goblins to test, and it will also require you to be perfect, or else it will make you use up a bunch of your invisibility spells like it just did there. Meaning that now this is pretty much going to be our last raid, as we wasted so many invisibility spells that we can no longer feel too comfortable when it comes to taking out more of these bases. This one we got lucky with. I wasn't expecting us to get a town hall so close to a hole, which means that we can actually use our... I wish these sneaky goblins would make up their mind on where they want to go, but it means that we can use this warden here to help them out right there, and we can actually do one more raid here. And once again, we're flicking the jump spell to the front. Not as important now, because we know that we don't need any more jump spells. We actually want the invisibility spells to keep on cooking, but it is a good habit to get into, just to flick them to the front, so that if you ever come back before all spells are cooked, at least your jump spells will be ready to go here. So this one is just as deep. Oh, and there's holes here, but the coming from this bottom side would be better. This one is just as deep as the one I said that I should not have gone for it. But the big difference here is that we can get in with a 1 jump spell, and the only thing stopping us from getting to this town hall are these 2 collectors, which are easy to get to. We'll just need to throw 1 or 2 at each of them because they have a little bit of travel time, and then we'll go straight for that town hall. Versus when we were going for the last one, there was 2 storages right there, and those 2 storages made it so that we had to use like triple the amount of sneaky goblins that we want to use, and we had to use, I believe triple the invisibility because we couldn't really line it up properly. So just like that, we get in with far less trouble, and because of that, and because we wasted so much, we now pretty much have to stop here. And don't just look at the placement of the town hall, because a deep town hall can be fine as long as there isn't many loot-bearing structures that are going to prevent you from getting in there quickly. So that's kind of the takeaway from this. Learn from the mistakes that you make. Don't be, oh man, that was just a bad base. Always consider why it was a bad base and what could have made that base better for you to hit, and it would have been, what would have made that base better would have been the lack of storages blocking that town hall. But pretty much we had 40-20, so now we're at 41-33, which means we gained 113 trophies in this sitting, which is, I don't know if that's a record, but 113, a great trophy push day. And if we hadn't messed up, we definitely would have been able to push higher. But hopefully you all did enjoy the video, and I wish you all luck in your push to Titan, because as we all know, we need to get those equipment up, and the best way to do that is to get to Titan. So hopefully you all did enjoy the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.